So this is an appropriate time to start this video. Totally coincidental. 11-19-911-1 in reverse 911. I'm back here again. Last night I did a video early in the morning of today, I should say. And now I'm back in the same day here. It's 11, like I said, 19 p.m. What is it? Tuesday, April 9th, 24. New Jersey, east coast of the U.S. So I was having a feeling again, and tonight is a totally different feeling. Last night, if you listen to the video, was a very quiet, foreboding kind of calmness, peacefulness uh, that sort of took over, like the calm before the storm, or what I mean is the eye of the storm, like a hurricane. There's the storm, it hits if you're close to the eye, and that's the worst part, where the winds and the worst rain and everything is, and that's the most destructive. And then that passes right over you, and you go through into the eye, and it gets totally calm. That's what I was trying to describe last night. And what I'm trying to say here is tonight now the feeling's totally different. There's a tension in the air, and it feels like maybe heading back into the eye wall, right? The prophetic eye wall, where it seems like events are going to happen here now. Even though, like I said, last night it was totally different. Now, what else can I say here? I mean, I could talk and talk and talk for many minutes, and I don't know what this might pertain to, but I've come on here many times since I returned doing videos after a long time not doing it, thinking I wouldn't even come back doing it. Almost probably close to 2 years I haven't done videos, at least a year and a half probably. And anyway, when I came back to do it, like I had this real strong feeling to come and do videos, and like a warning, and this bad feeling that I kept saying, repeating. I have this sense, this bad feeling that just comes over me, and it's like unbearable sometimes. I don't feel that right this second, but I was feeling definitely like I should do a video, a follow-up of last night, and explain that things feel very different now. All of a sudden, um, things can change like this. 1 minute nothing seems to be happening, and then boom, something can happen. I don't know, am I like I can't say I'm exactly a barometer, a spiritual barometer or prophetic barometer, but um, I just come in and say what I feel is going on inside me when I feel a heaviness or a tension or a sadness or a concern, or that something is up, and that it's major, and that I'm compelled, to speak about that, to blurt it out. Then that's what I've done here in the past months. I've been back on here doing videos. I do hear things going on in the sky. I mean, it's quiet here, and so I could hear every little noise and sounds. I don't know, it might be planes, aircraft way up high, flying way up high and flying around. I don't know. That's probably what it is, but it just feels like a tension in the air, even way up in the sky. There's a sense of things going on. Maybe, I don't know, aircraft, you know, going on, reconnaissance or whatever, defense, protection. I don't know. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised if very shortly here there's going to be news of something major happening, maybe even tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I don't know. Who knows? But to me, there's definitely something going on. I can feel it deep inside me right now. It's a uneasiness. It's a sense of watching and warning type of feeling. I don't know. I paused this for like 15 minutes just thinking and sort of wondering what this could mean or not mean. Maybe it's not something that will happen immediately, even though I sense something like this and it's a warning. There could be a last minute, last ditch attempt with Israel to try to make some kind of peace or something. Who knows? But the saying is expect the unexpected. So, who knows what this might be about, but what are tricks are up the sleeves of those involved in all these things, bringing them to pass and when and what they are and where. Um, we're not really, we don't really know all that information. So um, I guess the most important thing is to reiterate and reinforce and reemphasize the hope of the rapture happening, if it's going to happen real soon, with the way things seem to be heading and at the point they're at. To take comfort in that. I guess that's the main message, and to be at peace. And I do feel very peaceful here, even though I came on uh, originally before I started doing this video with that dread kind of feeling. Totally peaceful now, almost like there's nothing wrong, and that's a good thing. So to emphasize that, we can have that peace in the midst of anything that's going on in our lives, or prophetically, things in the world, things that seem to be threatening or about to happen or destructive, or survival, or that cause us to worry and to fear and anticipate what tomorrow might bring. So I think that's a good message of what I'm saying here, that the hope is to be gone, and we will be before these events take hold, for real, when they come to that point. And all of this is being held back by God's Spirit until we're out of here. And so that, even though we see all these things, all these signs, like Jesus said, the apostles, the warning signs, the last days of the approach of the end times that Jesus warned about, what to look for and so on. But so that's our hope. That's our hope. That's our peace. That's our sanity in the midst of all of this. No matter what happens, no matter what plans and schemes of evil and trickery and deception and all the rest of it, we could be at peace no matter what. It's kind of interesting doing this video because I keep pausing it, and I'm sort of thinking, just sensing, being in peace and quiet as I'm doing this. And now, after all said and done with what I just said, now there's a solemnness, kind of a sadness involved. So it's sort of like, I don't want to say it's a message of everything I'm saying, but, or if it's necessarily, from the Holy Spirit, but it could be, um, you know, like I said, at first I felt one way, then I felt another way just now before this, and now I'm saying it seems like a solemnness, a seriousness, and a sadness. Those things, go together. It's a message, first a warning, then a peacefulness, being in peace, because we don't know, if there could be a delay or whatever, and to just be in peace in the rapture. But the conclusion, if you want to call it a message that this is, or whatever, is that there are serious things going on, and it's very serious and very tragic and very sad. And that's not the way it has to be. That's not the way the world was meant to be judged. It was meant to be good, and for life to be life, not all these problems and sin and judgment and all these things. And but we're going to be taken out of here. So, but that's all for the world. Those who remain here to go through this. And some may think that that's arrogant, and Christians are just like, they just think they're going to just magically poof away and disappear, and all their troubles will be gone. Well, yes, we're promised that, because this is God's judgment. That's what this is, and it's going to be terrible and horrifying. And people's souls are at stake here, not just their physical existence. And that's the overriding issue, despite how horrific everything is going to get. And once the believers are gone from here. So I guess finalizing this, another sense that I'm having here now, again, is the imminency of events, and imminency, therefore, likely of the rapture to happen. I don't know when, no one knows. I'm just on here stating what I feel, what I sense, what I think, and that's sort of like the message, if you want to call it that, if that's what this is. It's like a 4 parts kind of thing, or four different senses or feelings as I sat here thinking, and or whatever, or maybe it is, something of the spirit that I'm sensing these things, and I'm just saying what I sense, in my heart, in my mind, in my soul, my spirit, what I feel and sense. And if you want to say a 5th kind of thing here that just came into my mind, is that, again, I don't know if it's just me saying this, but it seems like we're at the last seconds. That's what I'm thinking to say here after all that I just said. It definitely feels like that. We're at the last moments here, and who knows how many more videos or warnings or messages or grace period for the world before these events begin to take place. And there's still hope to be taken in the rapture. If you're not a believer, and I don't know, you might think that that's weird and strange, or even mock and laugh at that, but rest assured, this is going to happen, probably, likely, very, very shortly. And then others will know that it's true, that it was true, and that it wasn't a lie. It's not going to be aliens doing this. That's going to be the excuse and the reason, and there's going to be a technicolor show to put on to lead others to think that that's what happened, and it's going to seem so real. Great delusion that Paul spoke about. He'll send them great delusion. And that doesn't have to do with an apostasy and falling away. That's not what that meant. That falling away is a departure, and that has to do with the rapture. That day, the day of the Lord, the tribulation period, will not take place until there's a departure first. Then the tribulation, then the man of sin will be revealed, and they'll know they're in the tribulation when the man of sin is revealed. Then they're in the tribulation. Believers will not be here for that. Actually, Paul's words were strong delusion, but I mean, however that was interpreted from the original, I guess Aramaic, and then or whatever Greek, um, whatever you want to say, strong delusion, great delusion. It's going to be a delusion upon the world that they're going to believe, others are going to believe this about the rapture, that it's aliens, and aliens came to take away these sort of resistant ones, these Christians, that don't belong here anymore in this new order, this new spirituality, this new existence, this new uh, age. And so that will be the reason and believed by practically everyone. So that seems to be the way it's going to come about here. I'll make this video trying to make it short here. Very odd video. I never did a video like this where I sort of stop. Well, I always stop and think of what I'm going to say. And then I get a sense of saying something, and then I speak, and then when that thought runs out, I stop, and then I get more, things to say, and that's how I do videos usually. And I like to do it that way because I can think, take my time, say exactly what I'm going to say, and not be rushed, and not fumble over words, things like that, or say things that I shouldn't say, though sometimes it seems like I do. But there was like a progression in this video, like I said, like 5 different senses or feelings or messages all in one kind of thing. It's sort of tied in together, but it's just me speaking. I don't want to make too much out of things. A lot of those out there, like I said, everything they say it's from God. You better listen to them because God told them this, and they want telling you to listen. You better listen to them because God told them that. And most of that, God didn't tell them that, especially like you want to take, I don't want to get into this and, cause a commotion here about the eclipse or whatever, but it doesn't just have to do with that. Any kind of predictions over and over. God told them this, and God didn't tell them that because it didn't come to pass, and it never will. Not the way that they're saying it, or their attitude, or, I don't come on here like I'm a prophet, I'm a great teacher, I'm a great pastor, I have these words, whatever, but if I do, I try to say, well, this is what I sense, this is what I think God's Spirit is showing me, or what I feel, so I say it, and that's about as far as I take it. I don't try to go beyond that, and there's many who are doing that, and it's terrible. I can't stand it. It's not of God. It is not. A lot of false words, false prophecies, and I keep repeating this, but it needs to be repeated because it's just like wild weeds out there, and you may not want to keep hearing this again, but like I say, even those who promoting rapture dreams and visions and everything, a lot of phonies out there, and they seem like they're true believers. They're fakes. They totally are fakes. Now, in closing here, and I'm trying to close, but I don't want to feel rushed at the same time. If you want to add another kicker into this, another 6th part or whatever to this video, it has to do with coming on here to do teachings. I tried to be nice about it. I tried not to sound arrogant, like you better listen to me, like that exact attitude that I just said I can't stand. It's like I said, I'm not trying to get views or have an ego or narcissistic or want people to listen to me and get an attitude. The thing is, like I said, I don't even want to keep repeating this because it doesn't seem to matter when I say it. And I say that nicely. I don't mean that, you know, with an attitude, but it just hasn't seemed to matter. As far as videos I do, what I call teaching, and they're spontaneous things. I mean, I'm not even online here. I don't have, you know, all the scripture laid out and on the screen and going into this teaching and have everything lined up. I'm just a person with a microphone speaking. I don't even have internet access here. I have a junky little phone, and so I just speak with what comes into my mind. So I mean, I just thought I'd mention that again because it's pretty sad. You know, like I said, it was discouraging for me, but it's been like that really all along through the years. I just sort of had to suffer through it, and whatever misunderstanding or confrontational it seems like I am, or creating strife, or you know, having a fire and a tiger kind of attitude at times, and saying things, speaking my mind, not holding back. But there has always been, the reason even is right now, so much stuff that I never shared, so many things that I would consider teaching, or to explain things that have been so thought of, so confusing and so confused. And I'm kind of rambling here because my feelings are starting to come out. That's okay. Like I said, I'm trying to find the words to say what I feel, but it's because my feelings are trying to come out here and explain what I'm feeling more than just, you know, say words and repeating things of why I'm saying this. I don't know. To me, certain things have always been very, very obvious to me, like plain as day. And so I've always wondered why it's so difficult for others to see what I'm trying to say, or to accept it. You know, it seems like, I don't know, it's so hard to present what I consider is the truth, not just words, not just ideas, not just even scripture, but of God's Spirit, of what this is all about. To dispel preconceived ideas or notions or teachings or beliefs, you know, about the Bible, about salvation, about spirituality. So really, I tried to share things, but that's just the way it is. So just leave it alone, I guess, and uh, so that's it, you know. And you know, it's always also baffled me that, I don't know, I don't hear really anyone speak on the things that I do, or in the way that I say it, and have the, what's the word for it, the scope and viewpoint about everything, I don't know, in a certain sense, in a certain way. Um, you know, the early Christians had no Bibles, anything called the Bible. They had, you know, the Jewish scriptures, which we call the Old Testament. And I guess it's the term indoctrination, which by its very meaning is sort of like, what can I say, like a brainwashing or system of thought that is taken for granted and is not questioned. And so that's, you know, I question it all in a good sense, in a healthy sense, and I feel like I see beyond all of that to a large degree, but it doesn't go over very well, actually hardly at all, if anything. So is this finally the end of the road? Not just speaking about maybe me, you know, referring to me as I'm speaking about what I feel, my feelings are, and what I've gone through here, and, you know, what I've tried to share. End of the road, prophetically, end of the road for the rapture to take place now. So that's really the only reason why I took a moment here at the end and prolonged this a little bit, because I wanted to speak how I felt, really. Basically, just my feelings about all this, what I've been through, and right now at this moment, you know, as far as me being on here and the purpose of it. So um, I guess what I feel I'd like to do or have been doing here is, again, just about what may be ready to happen and giving encouragement. That's about the size of it. So I guess it's sort of like a reflection, like reflecting back on things. You know what I'm talking about, something in your life, and you sort of go through it in your mind. You look at the past and you sort of sum it all up and think about it and how you feel after all of that. So that's what I just sort of did here. All right, that does it for now. What else can I say really that I didn't say already here for now? So I'll be seeing you in one way or the other. Take care. Bye.